What's good with y'all? We're back with another video. Today I'm reviewing a super exclusive, super limited pair of the Nike Kobe 9 EM Low Protro Think Pink. These were only given to certain Nike college basketball schools, and it's really just the big ones like the Oregons, the USCs, and stuff like that. And I happened to get my hands on a pair, bruh. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The goal for this video, 1,000 likes, bro. I'm sure y'all have not seen these. If you have, there's not too many people that you've seen with them. I don't watch a lot of other sneaker reviewers and stuff like that, but I feel like I might be the first sneaker reviewer out here to make a full video on these, so I need some bonus points for that. All I ask though is a like, and we'll get into it. All right, let's get into the upper of the shoe. We have this vibrant light pink engineered mesh upper on these. And what I've learned trying some of the new Kobe 9 Protros is I like the EM pairs more than the other Kobe 9s. I had the Halo pair the first drop, was not a fan, felt kind of clunky. Tongue was huge. I didn't like the way that looks either. These, beautiful. One thing I'm hoping I don't have issues with in the near future with these is rips in the outsole near the Nike sign. That tend to happen a lot with the Kobe 8s, the Kobe 9s back in the day, and then the Kobe 11s that had this same material. So durability with Kobe's always is kind of shaky. And with the price point to get these at, I need them to last. I didn't pay a crazy amount, to be fair. At the end, I'll tell you how much I paid. But I'm loving all the details and designs on the upper of the shoe, from the iridescent Kobe logo on the tongue to the breast cancer logo on the back of the shoe. White Nike signs on both sides of the shoe as well. And I guess this was on every pair, but I just realized the lace holder on the tongue is in the shape of a heart. I thought that was just these, and I looked at some of the other ones I have, and I was like, oh, that's just like standardly how they make it, and I think that's pretty cool. And the upper material on these also felt a lot more comfortable first wear than some of the other Kobe 9s they dropped. One durability flaw I will add is the toe gets scuffed extremely easy. This was one wear, and I'm pretty sure just one scuff. I've seen a lot of these from resellers that are worn once or whatever. The toe is super scuffed. And if you play with them, that's definitely gonna turn white. Maybe like some Angelus plane or something like that can fix it up, but it's pretty annoying. Now let's get into the midsole, which I would have to take out to show you guys. Just like the Kobe 8s, it has a React drop-in insole. But the difference between these and the ones in the Kobe 8s, personally, these feel a lot more comfortable. It looks a little thicker than it is because the sidewalls go up, but that would be the thickness of it. And it just seems a little bit more plush than the drop-in insoles on the Kobe 8s. They're both React, so I don't know how one is softer than the other, but these feel good. There is no zoom unit in these shoes at all though, which may be a con for some of you guys. With that being said, cushion is not super top tier, but because these feel a little bit more plush, and although there is no actual midsole besides that, the cushion is like a 7.5 out of 10, but not horrible. The Kobe 8s are like a 6. So if you have them, that's the comparison between the two. I would like to also add in that these probably have some of the best court feel of any hoop shoe. Also along the midsole, we have two lateral shanks, one in the midfoot and one in the heel, and then there's a heel one on the internal side as well. One thing I will say as a warning, but I haven't had any issues with these because I did do a full dunk session in them. I did not take them to hoop yet. I wore the Kobe 4 CHBOs because I got those like the day after. And I was supposed to take these to the court, and I ended up leaving them in my bag the whole time. But if you make sharp cuts laterally, or you're like the type to like kind of plant your foot sideways, these plastic shanks will sometimes hit the court before the rubber on the side of the shoe. From experience, I've like went up to try to dunk one time at a pickup game, and I planted. I had the high top Kobe 9s on. My whole right foot just slid out, and I was on the ground, and I was like parallel with the floor. So, a little bit of an issue. I have not experienced it with these or my Midsole Kobe 9s that I had. So maybe it's designed a little bit better on the EM pairs. I don't know, it's just my theory because I had the high top 9s that weren't EM, and then I had another pair of 9s that I had an issue with as well. If you look at Tyrese Halliburton's injury a long time ago, he had on a high top pair of Kobe 9s, and he just did a jump stop. But one of his feet planted sideways, and because he hit this plastic part, his foot slid out. He ended up like straining his groin or something like that and was out for a couple weeks, I believe. But it was a pretty serious injury, and I don't want any of you guys getting hurt. One more thing that I will say as well, these heel lateral shanks, sometimes when you make sharp cuts, does tend to dig into your ankle. I don't know why. Once again, with this pair specifically, I don't know if it's because the pink is just giving it superpowers or just because they look so good that it's not happening. But in some of the other Kobe 9s I've had, specifically the high tops, if you like, obviously when you run, cut, jump on the court, like your foot's gonna be flat, and then you're gonna make like turns. And your ankle's gonna turn a little bit on the inside, lean inside or lean out, and that sometimes digs into it if you make a sharp enough one. Have not had any issues with these though. I just always try to get a rundown of like what's the durability issue depending on what Kobe it is and what other issues I possibly had with them. Because with every Kobe, there's some type of durability issue. And I feel like there's sometimes some other flaws that people just may not point out. Just because Kobe line does get a lot of pass because of the look and how well they perform most of the time. But let's get into the outsole now. So these have a translucent outsole with a foot-shaped traction pattern, which is iconic to the Kobe 9s. They did also put this on the PG5. Really good shoe, by the way. I want to get another pair. I just don't want to pay $200 because I popped the air bubble on them. On my pair I had a while ago. One of my favorite dunking shoes though, for sure. But this traction pattern works really well. I actually like this traction pattern better on the translucent pairs than the solid rubber ones. Translucent outsoles get a lot of hate sometimes, not only because they do yellow over time, but because people say their traction works. And I feel like in some cases that is true, but it's a case-by-case basis based on the shoe. Like the KD4s, for example. Nerf pair, solid rubber outsole. I don't know what rubber compound they use on those. Trash. But on like the Galaxies or the Pearls, traction is amazing. So it just depends depending on the shoe. Then vice versa, like the books. The ones that have the solid rubber outsole, I like a little bit more than the ones with the translucent outsole. And I have an exclusive pair of books I'm reviewing soon. You might see it in the back somewhere. Try not to look too hard. But yeah, so translucent, case by case. I actually really like the translucent outsole on these. They stuck like glue. These did have a really nice squeak, and I gave the traction on the short review a 9.5 out of 10. If I'm being 100% honest, before this shoe, was not really a fan of Kobe 9s. When I was younger, I had the 8s, didn't get the 9s, and skipped to the 10s. I don't know what shoe I wore in between that time frame, but I did not get the 9s. I had a few 9s as an adult. Never really had a great experience with them. So for me to wear these, did a full basketball workout in them, did a shooting workout, ball handling, finishing, and I did a dunk session after. And to have a great experience with them was like a breath of fresh air almost. But I was very excited because of what I paid for them and how much these go for it, that I wanted them to perform well. The fit on these, for me personally, was true to size. I have a flat, semi-wide foot. I'm closer to normal, but it's like a little bit on the close to wide side. And I would go true to size on these 100% on the EM pairs. Next up on the list, we have weight. And this is the thing that surprised me the most because I like the shoes. They look lightweight and they're not heavy by any means. They're coming in at 375 grams, which is average weight for my size hoop shoe, between 370 to 400 grams. But that's why I got a scale to begin with. Because I would have sworn, just putting these on feet, taking them to the court, that these were lightweight. So yeah, these are an average weight basketball shoe. Now for what I told you guys, I tell you at the end, and that is the price of the shoe. If you go on StockX and sites like that, you can see it's going for anywhere between $800 all the way up to like $1,500. I've seen a few resellers on Instagram and a few of the plugs that I know selling them for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 to even more, especially in the bigger sizes. So this is how much I paid for them. Shout out Morrisville Kicks. These were no box, so I did drop the price a little bit on them, which I don't care about the box at all. I buy my shoes to wear them. So if I can get them slightly used, which these were brand new when I got them, or no box, man, I don't give a damn about that. I just want the shoe at the best price so I can take them to the court, save a little bit of bread. So I paid $650 for them. Not cheap by any means, but for a team player exclusive pair of Kobe 9s in a Think Pink colorway, personally, I think it was a steal. One of my other plugs was supposed to get these for me, and I guess they just didn't have my size. But the price he told me at the time was $900. And I saw Morrisville posted these like a week later. I was low-key happy anyway, because I hit my other plug like, yo, did they come in yet? Because I was super excited to make content, review, and everything. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have your size. So I was like, damn. For $900, I was low-key glad I didn't spend that. Then it all worked out. So shout out Morrisville Kicks. The problem though with shoes like this is even certain resellers and plugs, they're not going to have a huge supply of these. Some may, but a huge supply would be like 5 to 10 pairs, and they're most likely going to be in bigger sizes. So if you're like that 12 to 15 range, that's probably going to be what they have. But overall, my take on this shoe, amazing. Not gonna lie, these shoes shocked me. They sparked my love for the Kobe 9s, and I can't wait to get some more of the EM pairs that hopefully Protro in the future. And personally, I had these Kobe 9s over the Kobe 8s. And it hurts my heart to say it, because when the Kobe 8 wet this Protro, I was so excited. Like, I could not wait for the release. I ended up hitting on undefeated, so I got them for retail. But that React insole on the Kobe 8s is so stiff, bro. And my socks slide on them. These, not the perfect shoe, but they get the job done. They feel lightweight. They mold to your feet. I enjoy the plushness of the React insole. Do wish it had like somewhat of a zoom unit, maybe in the forefoot or something like that. And then when you get into the looks of the shoe, might be the best looking shoe of the year, if I'm being honest with you. Like, y'all can't tell me these aren't beautiful. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will have a link down below of my StockX affiliate link if you guys want to pay that bread. I know it's probably insane and unreasonable, but if you want a place to get them safe, consistent, I have my StockX link down below for you guys to pick these up. Catch you on the next one. I do have a collection video dropping. Then I'm going to do another review after that. I'm out of here.